Hey, good morning. This is Simply Sugar with the Morning News Rundown. Let's get started, and we'll start with the Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court has issued several rulings. The first is the Americans with Disabilities Act does not protect retirees from losing benefits due to disability-based cuts. Critics warn that this opens the door for legal discrimination against older workers. The Supreme Court upheld Tennessee's ban on gender-affirming care for minors. The decision passed 6-3. Supporters call it health regulation, but civil rights groups says it threatens medical freedom for trans youth nationwide, and that's my opinion as well. The justices ruled 7-2 that states and fossil fuel companies can sue California over stricter emission rules, because who cares about the earth and whatever damage we're doing to it environmentally. The court has also ruled that U.S. citizens can sue the Palestinian Authority and the PLO for overseas terror attacks. I'm wondering if that opens the door for the U.S. to be sued for our own acts of violence against other countries. And finally, the court gave vape companies more legal power because we want more smokers and we want children to start smoking, saying that they can now sue the FDA in their home states, just not in Washington, D.C. Now let's turn to the White House. President Trump is pushing to deploy the National Guard in every major U.S. city. He says it's necessary to keep order if unrest breaks out. Vice President J.D. Vance added, quote, he'll send them again if he has to. Way to go, Vice President Vance. Are we great yet? Is what I like to ask. Trump is also tightening its control over ICE detention centers, saying that they need 72 hours notice before an inspection or a visit can happen by other U.S. officials. Palestinian American activist and Columbia graduate Mahmoud Khalil has been freed on bail. That is, he's been freed on bail for 3 months, and let's start that story again. Mahmoud Khalil has been released after 3 months in a detention center, ICE detention center. He was released on bail, and he states that I will continue advocating for dignity of my people and for all those unjustly detained. And good for you for still speaking out after this ordeal. I'm glad that he's home with his son and wife. Overseas, President Trump has paused a strike on Iran for 2 weeks. He says that he's giving diplomacy a chance. But are you? Because you're still saying it's all or nothing for Iran. Trump insists Iran is close to building a nuclear weapon, saying that his own people, his own intelligence agencies are lying. He's not lying, they're lying. Now let's turn to Gaza. Israeli strikes overnight killed at least 75 Palestinians. Many were waiting in line for humanitarian aid. Health officials say that the attacks targeted refugee zones and aid distribution points. UNICEF warns that Gaza is experiencing a man-made drought. Only 40% of water systems are working. Child malnutrition is on the rise due to fuel shortages and repeated infrastructure attacks, meaning that they are getting starved and they will end up probably dying of thirst. And finally, the United Nations turns 80 years old, is facing major funding crisis. The U.S. budget cuts are forcing humanitarian aid to scale back. Where, you might ask? In Gaza, in the Sudan, and in Haiti, where aid is needed the most. We are starving people. That's the Morning News Rundown. Let me know your thoughts. I'm Simply Sugar. If you can, like, follow, and share.